Again? Okay. I'm sorry that we are 10 minutes late already, and I'm very happy that we have a small room like that one, because if this room was bigger, larger, then you will need some field glasses to check what I'm doing here. So it's good that we have the small room here. And on the other hand, I can move here around. This is very nice. Yeah, really. It should be like a dancing course, actually. Yeah. Okay. So I have to explain a little bit about what we did in the sports hall before. This was, as I already mentioned yesterday, it was just a demonstration. I said it in the end. We were going very fast through different kinds of defenses, and of course it was not easy to follow up. I think the girls were pretty good in pickup, not all of them the same, as you could see, but I was quite happy with the way they tried to put the different ideas in the defense into effect. So the things that I will show you up now here, we will talk about traps and pressure and things like that. But in the first place, I will sum up what I prepared for this course, and you will get these files that I will show you within the next around 45 minutes. I provided Ruben with the respective sheets, and I shall hope that the association or the federation will print it and spread it among you. So, to go back to the 1-5 formation, this is the beginner's 1-5 formation. As you will already have noticed, it's not the thing that we played, especially not today with the girls. The same with the boys yesterday, but today it was very clear with the girls from the position. I asked the outside defenders not to remain on 6 or 6.5 meters, but to press away the wing player, which already is some kind of a trap defense. Yeah? Because that means that if this player is with the ball, as we can see it here now, all these, by the way, all these sketches will show the same. On the left column, the basic formation for the nice shot before the matches, and on the right side, the development when the ball is with the left back. So if the ball is with the left back, we already had this, that this player will press away the wing player, and that means this is some kind of trap already, because this player hasn't got a lot of options. What can he do? He can go one-on-one, he can try a difficult pass to the line player, or he will be forced to play the ball back to the playmaker. And now with that we already come to the first trap. That means trap defense means that we are not playing our opponents. We open up, I already mentioned that, we open up some ball flight lanes and offer the opponent, the offense team, to play the ball in a certain area. Or we force an opponent player to an unprepared shot, to an unprepared one-on-one. And I know that you could not hear very clearly what I told the girls, but I shall hope that you recognized that I told the girls to tackle, to make contact only when it's necessary. If it's not necessary, you just let them play on. As long as they are on 10 meters, let them play on. There's no reason to go out there. It's a matter of physical fitness on the other hand. It's unnecessary that I always run out on 10 meters if the playmaker will just give the ball to this side and to that side and do the same all the time. So I will just wait for the real action. That's the point. This is not so demanding in terms of physical activity, but it is very demanding in terms of mental readiness. Because I always have to be ready now and to check the situation. Does the player now just pass on? Okay, I will go back to the formation. Or is it necessary to tackle, or is it necessary to do a fast step back? Remember, yesterday I said one of the most important moves in defense is this fast step back. If the opponent takes the ball down and obviously will start or tries to start a one-on-one action. And you can see at the start the girls had huge problems with that, especially the one playing the second left in defense, because they are not used to do so. They have always been told, you go there, and then when it's with the ball, you try to make contact. No, it's not the way we do it. We only do contact if they really go for the shot. Then we might go and take contact. Then we tackle. But if this starts one-on-one, no. I'm not ready to offer the offense player the room behind me for a good one-on-one. I will fall back into the formation, and so it's not so easy. Even if I get past, the next defender is just one step away. If I fall out to 11 meters and I get past, okay, I might be in the bench as well. So that's the main philosophy behind that. Now, the trap defense from 1-5, as you can see here, is like this. We have this player with the ball, and now on purpose, this player will not go for the wing, not as we used to do. But, in contrary, the point defender, after telling the teammates, that one especially, he will say, I fall out. And he will go and press defense against the playmaker. And now this player is with the ball and is forced trying this ball out here or the long ball here. And this is the trap that we are building up. This is the backcourt trap. We will try to steal away this ball. And of course, it's inevitable that the center back will be, the back center will be able to totally shut down the pivot. This is an inevitable prerequisite for that. So, and then, if we really manage to force this player, because he's afraid to give this long pass, and that as well, he brings the ball to the wing. Now, we stay as we were. We just stay as we were. We'll stay out here, and now the wing will be forced to play a one-on-one. Because we go in here, this one will be around here, and this one is out there. So the wing player, he is really, or she is really trapped. And the options for the wing player now are just a risky pass back here, where the point is already going for the ball, or a very long pass to the opposite wing. Now, if you play this in youth teams, you have a big chance to get the balls. because wrong pass, steps, bad one-on-one, things like that. This is what we call trap defense. Yeah? So that is what I wanted to say about the 1-5 trap defense. And of course, today, sometimes we showed a slightly different kind of, because we had this player with the ball, and we took away this wing as well, and the central player as well. So this was a different kind that I did with the girls. So this player was forced to go one-on-one or to do an unprepared shoot. That's what we call trap defense. Yeah? So when we go further with the traditional styles of defense, you will find these two things that we did today. We have the regular 5-1 formation, and we will have the traditional 6-0. Now, as you already noticed, all these defense set plays I used to play in some kind of a trap defense. Because, you know why? What is the difference between a wall defense, let's say in the traditional 5-1 that we have here, or the traditional 6-0, or a trap defense? It's just one position. Hey, ground control to Major Tom. You still out there? Huh? What is the difference between a wall defense and a kind of trap, even in these formations? To give you support, what we did today was always kind of trap, a small trap, but it was a trap defense. Because what did we play? We had, let's take the first one was the 6-0 that we did. Let's take the 6-0. Now, as I said, this is a wall defense. And what have the girls done? When the ball is from here to here. That's the point. Always number one will go up. And that means that in this case, we already have kind of a trap defense. Because we force this player to do an action by herself, as it was today, or to put the ball back to the playmaker. So as soon as you do, and that's the reason why I have it here in both versions. If this player stays back here, it's a wall defense. If this player moves out, press away the wing, then in some respect it's a kind of a trap defense already. And then of course you can alternate. You can alternate. If you have a team with wing players that are very fast and courageous, you can even play like this. If the ball is with this guy going here, we do that one, and at the same time, how we can, wait. Aha. Sorry, I missed one player. Okay, take away this guy. So what we can do in this case, we even, if we have the traditional 6-0, we even can have this player moving up here. If you have a very fast and courageous player, then this wing player can go up like this. And this is a real trap, because now it's pretty difficult for this player who's with the ball now to find any kind of solution. We have two players here. We have, let's say, the line player somewhere here. And then this is going to be pretty tricky. Of course, this player has to cooperate very closely with the second player on this side. But this is a kind of game that some of the big teams, they play it when they are 5-on-6 on defense. Just as a surprise. Just as a surprise, they will remain on this side, and because they don't give a damn anyway. The opponent's team is supposed to score. When you're 6-on-5, you're supposed to score. So okay, we can take some risk in defense. That the philosophy is, or how to say, the mental situation in playing 5-on-6 is that they have the man advantage, but we have the mental advantage. They have to score. No way out of that. Because if they don't score on 6-on-5, like we could see it yesterday in this match, the 6-on-5 was a disaster. I don't know whether, frankly, I have to say, I don't know why 6-on-5 can be any problem. You have two sets of moves, well practiced, and that's it. And that's it. It can't be prevented. It's not the subject in this course, but maybe if I come back in a few weeks or a few months, then maybe we talk about playing 6-on-5 and 5-on-6, because this seems to be the great white elephant in handball again. I don't know why. So when we are 5-on-6, we can take this risk, and then we'll see what happens. The worst thing that can happen is we get a make, okay? But we're supposed to get a make in this situation anyway. So what have we lost? Nothing. It's like the famous song in The Life of Brian. You know this, Monty Python? Yeah. You come from nothing, you end with nothing. What have you lost? Nothing. And it's exactly like that. Okay. So
if the offense plays 7 against 6,
immediately I play 5-1. Immediately, without even thinking. 5-1 with wing trap. Yeah. Say? He's the 7th guy. What? No. Okay. No, I mean, no, I'm serious on that. I'm serious on that. In the very moment an opponent team plays 7 on... In the very moment an opponent team plays 7-on-6, immediately I will start 5-1. And maybe additionally with a wing trap.
I didn't see that when they play 7 against 6, that the difference going 5 against 1. Yes.
You should check the internet. There's been a lot of contributions, especially by Xavier Pascal. He will always play 5-1. Some of the other French coaches as well. So it took some time, but then in the meanwhile, it turned out that playing 5-1 is the best option against the 7-on-6.
So it doesn't matter where is the 2-pivot, where is the position of 2-pivot you play 5-1. Doesn't matter how pivot stay.
We play the ball.
Sorry?
Remember what I said yesterday? We play the ball. So that means we are always 6-on-1. I don't give a damn about a pivot somewhere on the pitch. As long as I fight the ball and I control the passing lanes, they can have the 7th player, they can, it's not in the rules, but they can even play with 8. So it's been some years ago when in a course like that in Poland, I demonstrated how to play 5-on-7 even. 5-on-7. And I played 4-1 defense.
2 pivots stay inside, you don't control the line of pass, no chance. You don't control line of pass. If 2 pivots stay on the last center in 5-1, you don't control. No, you don't have chance to control line of pass.
This is an opinion, but I can tell you that if you play 5-1, the 7-on-6 will have the hell of a problem. You know why? 90% of all the teams that play 7-on-6 don't have a clue how to play 7-on-6. 90% of the teams. 10% of the teams, they know how to play. And from this 10, yeah, for instance, yeah. And from this 10%, half of them don't have the players, the kind of players that are required for 7-on-6. So it's a matter of 5% of teams who will know and who will be able to play a very good 7-on-6 against the 5-1 defense. Okay, you know statistics? 5% I take. That's okay. And that's the only thing. And we have the same thing again. And the next thing is of course, as I already mentioned, don't try to play a wall defense if they are in man advantage, if they play 6-on-5 or 7-on-6. You have to find certain kind of traps. You have to play that defense, not to fight the defense. If you try to fight the defense, you will always be short-handed anyway, because every player fights an opponent player, so it's 6-on-6. And there is the ball. And no player is left for fighting the ball. But the ball is the one and only element you can score with. So that's the basic philosophy. I don't care about players and funny positions. Yeah, okay. Let them try to do a 25-meter pass. They might try. But first of all, they must be able to execute the pass. Second, they must be able to catch it. Third, they must be able to have a proper action from catching the ball. 1, 2, 3. And that gives a lot of time, actually. But of course, you have to understand that things like that must be well prepared. You can't go out and say, okay, from today we play the 6-0 as a trap defense. Up, you go. No, you have to, as we already showed today, you have to teach the footwork, you have to talk about the position of the body. You cannot play trap defense if this player faces his opponent and the ball is there. No way to play any kind of trap defense in that way. We all have to directly face the ball and fight the ball. That's the point, and that's the most important point. Okay, so this is what we did today. very fast. Then after that, I will just go back to another thing. How it goes. This is another thing that you will find in that handout. There are different kinds, a short presentation of different kinds of 5-1 defense. 5-1 defense in the Soviet Union style, we have to say, because, or if you want to say it in a more open way, eccentric 5-1. You have the point placed to an important player, not as a man-to-man, but just placed out there. We can play Red Indian style, Yugoslav invention. The late Kraja, already, I'm sorry, he passed, was a good friend of mine. And later on, Mile Isakovic, they were great on this Red Indian style, where, and here it is very important, that all these guys, they really built a 3-person wall here. And this player, he can move wherever he intends, irregularly. Here you have a player who is absolutely top player by instinct and by feeling what will come next, by anticipation, by things like that. Traps from Red Indian will be like this. Usually, when the ball is with this player in the regular development, this player will tackle as well. And he will just stay back. Now, this player will fake the approach, come back to the to the playmaker, and in the same time, this player will move out, provided that the pivot is on this side. If the pivot is on this side, you can't do that. Yeah? So it has to be clear, and you have to check where the pivot is situated in this thing. And then, after that, if this player turns back, or he comes up very far, then you give the ball here, and here we deploy a full-scale wing trap again. Because now the winger, where to put the ball? Where to put the ball? It's pretty difficult to put the ball anywhere on the court. So this is how we can do a trap from the Yugoslav 5-1. Then we go back to the Swedish style. Swedish style, already today the girls tried a little bit to demonstrate it. That means the second player will stay close to the line, 6.5, 7 meters the utmost, and the 2 central players, they will have to shut down the center. If the player moves out in this direction, he is in charge. If the player goes to the center, which in most cases will happen, then the third defense player is in charge. If we play things like that, there is another very important detail that we have to mention. This detail is the cooperation with the goalkeeper. And here I have to say, unfortunately, in these days, only in a few teams I can see a real good and practiced cooperation between the defense and the goalkeepers. From my point of view, it has to be very clear. A goalkeeper cannot protect 6 square meters. It's simply not possible. The goalkeeper can protect 4 of these 6 square meters. And that means that when we have the goal here, and we have a right-hand shooter. And now, I do not force you to take any of these options. I just put them out. What I used to play with my goalkeepers and my defense was the defense player will be on this side, and the defense player will be in charge of that side of the goal. If we have a score here, the goalkeeper doesn't even give a damn, because that's the defense player. But if we have a diagonal shot to this side, this is all goalkeepers. And this is very important. Now, this is my personal style. I know this is the old Yugoslav school. They used to do it like this. Then we have, of course, we have a different option. We have the option, like the Hungarians used to do it. They do it flip-flop. Because they used to play, you have to understand, when I play a 1-5, I will move out for the shooter. And that means that I have to be on throwing arm side. And this explains that distribution of tasks. Now, the Hungarians, even with the small kids, they will start with a very flat 5-1 or even 6-0, which means that they cannot prevent shooting. And now the goalkeepers and the kids, they are not tall. They are more or less like I am. So it's pretty difficult for the goalkeeper to get to this far corner. And since we do not prevent shoots, we let them shoot, they have to flip-flop the system. The goalkeeper will wait in the long side of the goal, and the short side of the goal is courtesy of the defense, of the court players. Yeah? The old Polish system was running like the Soviet Union system, short corner, long corner. That means no matter about the throwing arm, goalkeeper will always have the short corner, defense will have the long corner. What brought a huge problem, of course, in case of players who will shoot from the so-called wrong side. Because as you know, the easiest shot, if you want to shoot hard, is with a long span of acceleration, which means a diagonal shot. But that diagonal shot was supposed to be part of the defense player. Most of the time, if you really run in very far here, the defense player will not be able to block that. And so they got this system. All the systems, they have positive factors and negative factors. Personally, I don't like the short, long system very much. But Polish and Soviet Union teams, they knew how to play it, and they were pretty successful with that. And then, after some time, the Scandinavian school emerged. And it's funny. In ground shots, the Scandinavian school, like here, will do this one. But in jump shots, and the shooter goes here, they said that in most cases, the shooter will jump from the defense player, and so immediately they switch the system. That means the goalkeeper, and you could see with all these Swedish goalkeepers, they will jump. In case of a jump shot, they will jump for the far side of the goal. All right?
your role.
Hmm?
No. He asked if you.
It's goalkeeper.
Yeah. He asked what you are playing, or what you play, or what?
It depends what defense. If you play 6-0 flat, if you come as a middle player to the fourth player, this is a short for the defense. Defense means may interrupt to.
Yeah.
And if you shoot on the second player, the goalkeeper is a far corner.
Yep. But again, you have a clear distribution of tasks. So what I presented now, I said, you can play it this way, and this way, and this way, and this way. But the problem that I see in most teams today is that there is no real distribution of tasks between the goalkeeper and the defense. So, and in my teams, it was almost always very, very clear. Very clear. Throwing arm side, defender, non-throwing arm side, goalkeeper. You don't have even to touch the ball in the defender's thing. If you save 2-3 balls there, great. Oh, absolutely great. But make sure that you don't get 2 or 3 makes on your side, because then I will kick you. So that's the point.
But it depends which defense we play.
Of course. This is the reason.
If I one, it's impossible for, if I go to shoot the middle player, defense middle player, for goalkeeper, it must close only short corner and only far, not far corner.
Yeah.
If you play 6-0, it depends where I'm going to shoot.
See, and sometimes, even during a game, you can switch. You can talk to the defense.
Yes, of course.
See, we had a game yesterday, and in the first period, the goalkeeper of the white team, he saved penalties. He was very good in one-on-one, but he got, from my point of view, my task distribution, he got at least 7 makes, which I would blame the goalkeeper for. Diagonal shots, at least. And then obviously, they were talking in intermission, because in the second half, he saved a couple of diagonal shots, and they closed up as long until the red team started to shoot straight. That was very interesting to see that. Yeah? So you can even you can even switch. If you have a defense specialist, I will talk to him. And I say, okay, see, this guy will always go right, left, and then jump and aim for the far corner. So make sure you just let him jump and then just follow. And I will close down the short. Or I say, yes, let him go. Kind of trap. Let him shoot, because I will wait for the straight shot. So this is what I mean with cooperation. And this, again, is trapping the offense. So when we talk about trap defense, it includes the goalkeeper, of course. And sometimes, I can remember we had a very, very deciding game many years ago in Austria, and we had to play against the absolute top line player. Austrian national team, absolute top line player. If one guy is with him, most probably he will score. If 2 guys are clinging, he will score. If 3 guys will score, he will score and have 2 minutes as well. So what, you know what we did? We said, we fight the ball, and if we will not be able to fight the ball in the very moment when he received the ball, every defense player will go half a step back, take the arm away, and let him shoot free. You know what happened? 4 shots in the first 12 minutes, 2 times post, 1 goalkeeper, 1 miss. And the match was decided. Even in the first 15 minutes. This is what I understand by trap defense. You got it? You don't have a certain formation for trap defense. You just have to look at the opponent and do things to play the defense. Do things that he is not waiting for. He does not expect that this will happen. And I can still see the face of Pompey in his second shot, where he, and boof, chest of the goalkeeper. The first one was post, then the second he was flustered, absolutely flattered. Yeah. So, this is the Swedish style. And what I have further here, yep. Okay, just a minute. Here, what you will have, and you will see, this is Swedish 6-0 explained with a couple of drills. It's Swedish 6-0, and with that, you receive a couple of drills to do Swedish 6-0. Development with the ball flight, and so on. So if you want to play 6-0, you have three pages of drills that you can apply in your practice. It's the same with eccentric 5-1. There we have 2 pages. You'll receive 2 pages. And you will receive another page, as far as I know, discussing this specific kind of play of the French defense, which I already said, you cannot characterize it by figures anymore, because they switch from 5-1 to 1-5 to 6-0 to 3-3. They do what's on stake, and again, this is another thing that we call kind of trap defense. And this is the ultimate, this is the ultimate level of trap defense. If you are able to switch within one defense action from a 5-1 to a 3-3, eccentric 3-3, or maybe you switch from a traditional 6-0 to their French 5-1 with 2 players approaching, and things like that. So this is what I wanted to show you. As I already said, I provided Rowan with a couple of files that I shall cross fingers that you will receive it in the near future. And thank you very much for your attention.